What's up, YouTube? Coming at you with another real quick status video on a couple projects that we got going on. So first and foremost, you got the M100 military trailer here. Hopefully, if all goes according to plan, it's actually going out today to have some work done on it. Just by happenstance, I actually came across a guy whose business is restoring these back to military OE spec, and he's actually in need of some of the components off this trailer, including the actual Lynette and pintle connection here up front, as well as the parking brake handle and fenders, which I'm actually not going to need because I plan on jacking this trailer up, putting some nice big aftermarket wheels and tires to actually match the Gladiator to tow behind as an Overland project build. So it actually worked out great. He's planning on sandblasting the bottom for me, as well as extending the tongue probably another 2 feet and installing one end of the lock and roll hitch. So that's an even swap. No money changing hands, which for me is awesome because that's exactly what I needed done anyway, and otherwise was going to have to pay for it. So he's just going to take some of the parts off the trailer that I no longer need, and in return hook it up the way I need. So that's hopefully going out today. Now, the next project that I've got in the hopper is my 2 remaining jet skis. So for those of you who have followed the channel, I've already finished restoring 2 jet skis, a 2000 XP and a 2003 Yamaha XLT, and I've actually also restored the trailer that those are sitting on. So I'm actually probably going to sell those 2 skis to a real good buddy that has a lake house over in Alabama. I'm going to keep the trailer that I restored and put those skis on the trailer that these came on, which is actually in the backyard right now. And part of the reason I'm doing that is because the trailer I restored is actually the only double ski trailer that'll fit inside this garage. We just got a typical 2-car garage, but width is a big issue with those double ski trailers, and that confab trailer that I was able to find and restore is actually one of the only ones I come across yet with the dimensions that'll fit in this garage. So I'm going to hang on to that trailer and restore these skis. Now, what do we got? This is a 2001 SeaDoo RX DI, so direct injection. Essentially, it's a 951 2-cylinder fuel injected motor, so it gets a little bit better gas mileage, certainly a more electronics going on. And on the other side is a 2000 Millennium Edition SeaDoo RX with the 951. So essentially, it's the exact same engine in both skis. One is just fuel injected, one is carbureted. Now, the actual RX Millennium Edition on the other side, the gray one over here, this one actually has the oil block-off plate already on it. So you do a pre-mix with the gas, probably 40 to 50 to 1 is what I'm going to run in that from a pre-mix ratio perspective. And on the DI, you don't have to worry about it. It actually still has the oil injection system working, and you put regular fuel in the tank, and it has a separate tank for oil. Now, a couple other things to mention. Both of these skis just got back from the mechanic shop, so big shout out to Jose. Thanks for hooking these up. The DI right here has a brand new top end engine rebuild, so brand new pistons and rings and brake compression. We checked that out. I'm going to put new plugs in it myself, as well as a battery. Both of these need a new battery, so I have all that stuff on order. The 2000 Millennium Edition on the other side actually has a new motor that came from eBay. So I say new to it. It was a used 951 complete engine that I came across on eBay for $500 shipped to my door. So because that one was a seized engine, actually both of these were seized motors, but I already had all the parts for the DI to do the top end rebuild minus a set of rings. So I got both of these skis with the double trailer for $500. I mean, you can't beat that, right? I mean, those double trailers go for $700 all by themselves just for a trailer, and I know that personally because I actually sold one. So again, top end rebuild on this guy, whole separate engine on the Millennium Edition that had great compression. It runs like a top, so I can't wait to get these back out on the water. We did all the maintenance, new fuel lines. We changed the gear oil, the pump oil there in the rear, and now it's just going to be a restoration project. So when we look at the color schemes on these, so you got The Millennium Edition has black, gray, and red, and the RX DI has blue, gray, and essentially that's the only color. So essentially you really just have two contrasting colors on the blue one, because if you notice on the Millennium Edition, black hull, you've got gray that actually goes between both skis for the middle section, but then you have the red trim, the red handle, and a gray seat and a gray hood. And on the actual DI, you really only have two colors, right? I mean, I guess you could count black as a trim color with the handle being black, but essentially it's blue and gray is really the only colors that you've got. Now, probably what I'm gonna do is on the gray sections between these, the middle sections, that will absolutely have to be repainted and redone. So I'm gonna take off all the graphics, I'm gonna sand everything down just like I did on my first two skis and repaint this center section. I've already got a new blue handle on order off eBay, so this one is completely faded and definitely not going to be reused. I'm going to replace that with a blue handle to go along with the accents. Both of these are going to have new seat covers when it's all said and done, and also new handlebar pads right there, the inserts. I'm going to replace those as well. Now, more than likely, I'm going to leave the hoods alone. This actually is just, you know, dirt. This will clean up fine with a little bit of polish, and the paint actually looks like it's in really good condition on the hoods. So I'm probably not going to mess with repainting the hood. I'll probably leave the Bombardier logo on there, but some of the aftermarket like SeaDoo Racing, I might decide to yank that off. We'll see. But anyway, I'll probably leave the hoods as is. Probably leave all this as is. I debated whether or not I do another BMX style setup, but these more advanced RX skis have a couple buttons right here, and they have a multi-function LCD gauge. So the problem would be I'd have to come up with a bracket for these buttons as well as the actual key. And I've done just the key on the XP that I've shown in another video. But for this one, you got the key plus this, you know, and then you've got, you know, all the other stuff that you'd have to do, you know, in the other one I did a trigger style grip, so it would be on the front side, and I may still do that on this one. I just haven't decided yet what I'm doing on the handlebars. Time will tell, but at the very least I'm going to do new hand grips for sure and a new pad insert, and I may just get one of those covers that you can put over this to kind of bring it back fresh. And once that's done, it's really just paint and a seat cover, and these are going to be ready to roll. So we'll see how all this turns out. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on this project, and make sure that if you haven't already, check out some of the other videos that I've got around the whole jet ski situation and all the stuff that I've done. I'm going to list those on a playlist on the channel under water, so make sure you look for that water playlist, and it should be as an end card on this video. And I may do an actual series on this rebuild where I do, you know, part 1, 2, 3 as I go along through the process, because whenever I start tackling these, I'm going to do these in parallel. There would make no sense to get one completed and then start on another one. It would make more sense to do all the sanding on all of them, get all the graphics off both of them, do the primer on both of them, so on and so forth. So I'm going to do the restoration on these in parallel. So make sure you stay tuned, stay safe. Thank you for stopping by, and enjoy the rest of your day.